Okay, I am live one more time. We've had some technical difficulties tonight. This is the third time we're trying this stream. I hope people have joined me for this third live stream. I don't know if anybody has stuck around from the previous live streams. If you stuck around, then thank you for sticking around. I don't know if anybody followed me over here to the third live stream of the night, but if you did and you could hear me, please type yes in the chat box if you could hear me. So, as I was saying, in my last two live streams that did not work because the microphone wasn't working, I did something dumb. I was saying, good morning to everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I've got a worldwide audience. My name is Anthony. Welcome to my live stream. Today, we're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about how I've been a very, very bad boy. I personally don't think I'm a troublemaker, but a whole lot of platforms on the internet think I'm a troublemaker, and they wanted to punish me, and I've been punished this past week, and I'm going to talk about it. And then I'm going to read a little bit from my book, The Teacher Inside Me. It's the book that gets me in hot water over and over again. And throughout the stream, I'm going to be following along in the live chat to answer your questions and laugh at your pain. I personally don't know what that actually means, but it sounded good. That's why I said it. And it looks like I am heard now. So thank you for following me through two failed live streams to this third live stream. And we are back in action. So if you are joining me live, let me know in the chat box what state or country you live in. If you are watching the replay of this, then type that into the comment section. Amarella's here, of course. Thank you for being here all the way from India. What time is it in India? Are you just waking up? Is it late enough in the morning for you? Are you having breakfast? And we have Diego here. Diego, what state or country are you writing from or watching from? I think this is the first time I've seen your name on the live stream, so thank you for joining me. So I myself am in Los Angeles, California. It is the evening of July the 4th. It's about 9:15 p.m. There are I don't know if you hear them, but there are fireworks going off in the background. It's, everybody's celebrating Independence Day. And yeah, I'm sacrificing my Independence Day to be here with you tonight. I don't have anything better to do than to hang out with you folks. It's going to be fun, though. It's going to be fun. And for those of you who are stumbling upon this stream by accident because you accidentally clicked on the thumbnail, or maybe you're watching the replay because the thumbnail looked interesting to you, you might not know who I am. If you don't know who I am, well, hello. My name is Anthony, and I am the author of a little book called The Teacher Inside Me. Yeah, it's a book that racked up 2.6 million views on Wattpad before being banned. And the book was re-released last month on Amazon. And I think that the book is actually doing okay. I think it's doing well. And, that's who I am. But I assume that if you're here, if you're watching live, or if you're watching the replay, you already know who I am. Some of you are my OGs from Wattpad back in the day, back in the 2018, 2019 period before the pandemic hit, who read The Teacher Inside Me long ago. Some of you are recent readers who just joined me on this crazy train, but all of you have contributed to putting me where I'm at today. And where am I at today? How is my book doing? Well, if you go to my Amazon page, you'll see that we're doing pretty well. Last time I had a live stream was about a month ago. The book was just released, and I really wanted to crack the top 100 in some key categories. And it looks like we did it. We did it in about a month. We hit number 76 in LGBTQ plus literary fiction for Kindle books, and we hit number 85 in LGBTQ plus literary fiction for paperbacks. So yeah, we're doing great. I do wonder if we could hit the top 50 within the next couple of weeks. And then is it even possible for us to hit number one? Can we hit number one? I'm doing everything I can. people really like the book. I mean, for those of you who are watching and you have read the book and you love the book, and if you ever wondered if you were messed up in the head for liking the book, I want to assure you that you are not alone. We have a pretty healthy rating. There are other really messed up people who really, really like this book. So we've got a 4.1 rating on Amazon and a 4.0 on Goodreads. And it's not just readers. It's actually, we've got some really good editorial notices as well. So all these kind of like highfalutin people who think about, highbrow literary things also really like the book. So we got this great review from Reedsy Discovery, who called it well written and well paced, filled with lust, yearning, and so many forbidden desires. Called it a very exciting psychological thriller. Romance Reviewed said it was really disturbing and thought-provoking and fascinating. So we're getting a lot of love from sort of editorial staff as well. So that's really exciting. So readers are loving it, critics are loving it. But I don't know why I'm sitting at a 4.1 on Amazon and a 4.0 on Goodreads with all these people loving it. I should be close to a freaking perfect score at 5. What's going on, people? Well, I think my overall rating on Amazon would be a lot higher, and on Goodreads would be a lot higher if I didn't have haters, and if those haters weren't so angry. Yes, I have haters, and they're very angry, and I'll tell you why. First of all, I got to tell you that it's very hard to market a book, any book. There are literally millions. You could look up the stats on this. There are literally millions of books being published every year. And so it's very hard to stand out in a very crowded field. So it's very hard to market any book today. Secondly, it is doubly hard to market a book like The Teacher Inside Me. As you all know, because you've read the book, the novel is a mashup of different genres, right? And it refuses to play into traditional tropes and to play into reader expectations. That's why the readers who really vibe with the story really vibe with the story, and they love it because it's so different, right? And that's why people who don't like getting their expectations subverted really hate it. So if you look at the 1-star reviews, 2-star reviews, it's people who say, this is not a romance. I did not expect this. Or this is not what I was expecting. 1 star. So those are the people who were hating it. They didn't get what they wanted. And frankly, that's okay. It's fine. My book isn't for everyone. I actually don't want this book to be in the hands of people who don't like it, who expect something different. I would rather have a small audience that loves my stuff than a huge audience that likes my stuff okay. I want lovers, not likers. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, everybody? So essentially this book, I've got this hot student-teacher age gap romance thing going on, and there's a certain segment of the population who loves this stuff and really feels blindsided when the story ramps up into a thriller. And then there are traditional thriller readers who look at this and are like, what is all this gay shit? So my book occupies this very weird space in between, and the Venn diagram, of people who would actually enjoy this book has to cross at a perfect point. So it's been a very difficult task for me to figure out how best to position my book in the marketplace and to get books sold, right? So one thing that I've been doing is promoting the book through services that send out newsletters to active readers, and that's been going really well. But I have hit some roadblocks, and I just want to show you one example of what I'm talking about. So I tried to promote my book in sort of one of these romance newsletters. It's this newsletter that goes out to like tens of thousands of readers who love romance books. And the organization wrote back to me and they said, "Hi, Anthony. Thank you for your email and for your interest in partnering with Wild Hearts Romance. Unfortunately, our audience is mostly readers of erotica, adult, and contemporary romance, and we're not positioned well to sell dark romance thriller. As such, any cost and effort to sell your title would mostly likely yield no return on investment." little to no return on investment. So this is what I'm up against. And this is not the only email that I received from a service like this that said, you know what, your book is too weird. It just is not going to cross over really well. So this is what I'm facing. It's been really difficult to position this book correctly. So I've been trying my hand at social media, as you know from my last couple of live streams. I've been doing a bunch of TikTok social media. I've been doing ad campaigns to spread the word. Many people said that the best way nowadays to sell books is to promote through TikTok. And at the beginning, I really believed the hype. I really did, because everybody said it. Everybody said you got to be on TikTok. You want to sell tons of books? Go on TikTok. So I spent 2 months spending a lot of time creating a bunch of great original content unrelated to the book, because I just wanted to build my channel, my account, my voice. I didn't just want the account to be book promotion, because, you know, nobody's going to want to watch an account that's just nothing but book promotion. So I was trying to create some original content that would be entertaining for people and just to keep people entertained. But my first 2 accounts got shadow banned on TikTok because I don't know, maybe the stuff was a little bit too provocative. Some of the hashtags I was using, I don't know. It's very weird. Some of the hashtags on TikTok, if you use them in isolation, they're fine and they pass the TikTok test. But if you use the hashtags together, somehow the bots come out and then they shadow ban your video or shadow ban your account entirely. So anyway, I got rid of my first 2 shadow ban TikTok accounts. I'm now on my 3rd account, which is doing okay. But when I try to, you know, the sort of regular videos that I do, the confession videos, the horror story videos, they do all right. But whenever I try to promote the teacher inside me, they throttle my views. And I think it's because they don't like me very much, because I get these like weird content strikes. So on TikTok, you know, I've been talking nonstop for like 13 minutes. I should check in with the comments to see what's going on. Okay. MRL says it's 9:42 a.m. in India. Great. Yeah, Fevered Mind from Texas says it's almost like it doesn't matter what you do, you will get banned. Yeah, I feel like it is. And you could help me speculate today. I'm glad, MRL, that you're here. I'm glad that you're here at Fevered Mind, because I think that between the 3 of us, I think we could crack the code. Maybe Diego could chime in also. We could crack what's going on. I want you all to put your detective hats on. I have some things that I am speculating, but yeah, I'm speculating some stuff. But what I was going to say about TikTok was that I didn't just want to like throw up content and run away. I wanted to be a good community member. I wanted to contribute to the platform. So part of contributing to the platform was me going around leaving funny comments on other people's videos. And my funny comments are actually kind of viral in themselves because, hey, I can be funny sometimes. Sure, the teacher inside me is billed as a dark, demented, and deeply gay psychological thriller, but hey, I could be a little bit humorous. So yeah, I go around. I'll show you, for example, here. So yeah, I follow. So this guy here, he is always posting these videos about his travels in Europe, and he's always talking about how he's getting bent over in European bathhouses and getting effed in the you know what by a bunch of guys. And almost every one of his videos is about how he's getting effed. And so I left this funny comment asking him for receipts. And you can see my 570 likes on the comment. So yeah, that's how I try to contribute to the platform. Here's another video that he posted where he wrote, "The reason why I love men's public urinals." So he was peeing next to somebody and then they kissed over the urinal. And then I wrote, "The TikTok algorithm knows me better than I know myself." Okay. Kind of humorous, these comments, right? And so I continue to kind of be a good community member, support other creators, leave likes and comments. And then this happens, folks. I got shown a twink thirst trap video of like 3 dudes shirtless running around. And then so I decided to post a funny comment. And then my comment got banned. And so here TikTok says, so this is the comment. What in the holy twink? Why the TikTok algorithm bringing me here? Bring me here. That's kind of funny, right? I mean, that's kind of funny. Can you tell me, Diego, Fevered Mind, Amaral, why was this comment removed? All over TikTok, there are guys talking about getting effed in the ass by multiple dudes in public places in Europe. There are shirtless dudes running around in gray sweatpants and swinging their D's around. Why did this comment get removed? Did I deserve to get this comment banned? What is going on? Is this not funny? Is the word twink flagged? Maybe. You think that's what it is? Do you think that maybe it's the combination? So I think what I figured about TikTok is that sometimes yes, individual words can get you in trouble, but then it's the combination of words that can get you in real trouble, right? So I kind of think that maybe the blend of the word holy and twink together is the thing that got this comment banned, because they think that maybe it's I don't know, something like making fun of religion, and then there's like something sexual going on. So then they're equating this like religion and sex thing together, and that comment got me banned. And yeah, so Fevered Mind is thinking that it's the word twink. Amaral says it doesn't matter what you say at this point, Anthony. I think that I agree, because that's not the only comment I got removed. I got to show you another one that I posted. So okay, so it's this guy again. There was another video. I told you that he does this series of videos where he's always talking about getting his behind stretched out. He's always talking about this, and his videos don't get banned. His videos don't get banned at all. But then so he has literally dozens of these videos saying the same thing as he travels through Europe, right? So after seeing these dozens of videos, I posted this comment. This guy's beehole has absolutely lost all its elasticity. Come on, that's really funny. You guys, that's really funny. But okay, I get it though. Beehole absolutely lost all its elasticity. But why am I not allowed to say this when he is allowed to, in dozens and dozens of videos, to say how he's getting his beehole stretched out by dozens of European guys? Go find this guy's TikTok, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And I don't know how many of you are on TikTok. Oh, Fevered Mind is saying I'm not on TikTok myself. It's probably some AI thing going after specific words. I think you're right. I mean, you know, as quickly as these comments get removed, they're definitely not being human reviewed. So it's definitely some AI bot, right? So I guess beehole has been flagged. Twink and holy has been flagged. Amaral says twink here. Teacher there makes them say ban. Ah, that's a good speculation. Yep. Fevered Mind says that's actually funny. It is funny, right? I'm glad you all appreciate my sense of humor. TikTok AI bots don't appreciate my sense of humor at all. Yeah, Fevered Mind. So this is why I'm so mad about my videos getting shadow banned and then my comments getting banned and removed. I'm mad because you're not on TikTok. You don't know. There's some horrifying shit going on TikTok. So there's some things that I've seen on there that I'm shocked, that I am shocked by. And I wrote, hey, y'all, guess what I wrote? I wrote a dark, demented, and deeply gay thriller called Teacher Inside Me. And I am shocked by some of the stuff that I see on TikTok. And some of the stuff I see on TikTok. So I'm going to tell you, fevered mind, since you're not on TikTok, I'm going to expose your innocent mind to what's going on TikTok right now. There is this trend that's going on called the white shampoo trend. And it's basically guys having their D's off camera and then ejaculating on camera like it's white shampoo. So basically, you see the liquid splash across the video screen. And this is getting passed through on TikTok. There's another trend on TikTok. And tell me what you think about all this, by the way. Are you shocked? I'm shocked. There's another trend on TikTok called Tip Talk. So basically, people will show just random objects on the screen. So like, I don't know, a water bottle or a mouse or a laptop. And sort of in the corner, you'll see a tip of a D. And I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to say some words on here on YouTube because I don't want to get banned on YouTube also. But you're going to see the tip of something that you should not be seeing on TikTok. And so that's another one trend that's going on. So I don't get it. I don't get it. How do they get away with this? And I can't get away with saying holy twink. Yeah. So that's what's going on TikTok. Anyway, here's where I'm at with TikTok. So next week, I don't know if you all have Amazon where you are. I know, yes, you have Amazon India, Fevered Mind. Of course, you have Amazon Diego. I don't know where you are. But next week, Amazon is having their Prime Day sales. So I think Prime Day goes over a couple days, maybe 3 days, something like that. And to take advantage of Prime Day, we're going to have a sale on The Teacher Inside Me. So the price is going to be dropped on the Kindle book. So we're going to try to push a lot of books out during Prime Days. And so during Prime Days, I'm going to run some promos on TikTok. I'm going to actually run some ads, and hopefully they'll let the ads through. But I think that Fevered Mind, or was it Amarel? Yeah. So Amarel was saying in the previous comment here, teacher there makes them say ban. Yeah. So here's what I'm speculating, right? So even the title, The Teacher Inside Me, I think, first of all, is a red flag to many bots and then many even human reviewers, right? It's a very provocative title. If you haven't read the book or you just see the title, it is a very salacious title. Obviously, there's a sexual meaning to it, The Teacher Inside Me. But if you've read the book, you know that there's a metaphorical meaning to it. The Teacher Inside Me also refers to that part of Liam, the teacher, the darkness that's inside him. So there is metaphor going on in the title as well. And then, as I revealed in my last live stream, the title, hang on just a second. As I revealed in my last live stream, the title is also an homage to a pulp fiction novel from the 1950s called The Killer Inside Me. So there's actually a lot more going on with the title than people think, right? People think that it's just this title that's meant only sexually, but it's meant, yes, to be salacious, but there is also metaphorical meaning, and there's a bit of homage going on as well. So I think there's a lot more going on with the title, but of course, the title is so salacious that it sets off alarm bells in the bots. It sets off alarm bells with human reviewers. And yeah, it gets me in trouble. And then you pair it with this book cover. Look, I think the book cover is pretty hot, but I don't think that there's anything about it that crosses a line. I mean, there's nobody else on the book cover. It's just one dude. We've seen shirtless dudes on book covers before. Why is a bare back so dangerous to people? I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna hope that these ads don't get throttled by TikTok. I hope they let them pass, and I hope my ads get approved because I want to sell some books during Prime Day. We'll see. But after I run the ads during Prime Day, I'm actually going to get off of TikTok. I'm going to get rid of it. I can't believe I wasted 2 months trying to build a TikTok account. You know, I really believe the hype. People were saying, you got to get on TikTok, do TikTok. That's how you sell books. You know what? I don't care that's how you sell books. I don't like it because I could have spent 2 months writing another book. As you know, everybody, I'm working on a new book that I'm going to serialize probably on Wattpad, maybe Royal Road, maybe AO3. I don't know. It's a new book called How to Escape a Cult. And it's going to be a great, great book. I could have finished freaking half of this book by now instead of wasting my time on fucking TikTok. So yeah, I gotta go back to doing what I do best, and it's writing fiction. It's not making stupid videos for people who don't even appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know, dudes. I don't know. Look, I got all these graphics now. Like, subscribe. Why do I only have 95 subscribers? Why can't I get to 100? I don't know. So anyway, that's my TikTok plan. I'm torching TikTok after next week. I'm off it. I don't need to be on that social media. I'll find people another way. I got to nurture the audience I have. It's you out there watching this live stream or watching the replay right now. I want to take care of you. I don't need to take care of a bunch of randos on TikTok. Anyway, so shadow banned by TikTok, throttled by TikTok, whatever. I'm going to move on. So then I think some of you noticed that on Wattpad, I posted an announcement, and I have 2 books up on Wattpad right now. I posted an announcement that my book was out, and then I posted this book cover that you're seeing on the screen right now. I posted this book cover in the Wattpad announcement inside my book. So I posted it as a chapter of 2 of the books that I have up there on Wattpad right now. And as soon as I hit publish, Wattpad removed this image, removed this book cover from the chapter. And I got a notice from Wattpad that said, this content is not allowed. So apparently the combination of the words, the teacher inside me, and this dude in the shower was not allowed on Wattpad. So I got 2 content strikes. And then so I had to repost it. And I reposted it with this banner covering the whole body practically. And they allowed this to go through. So here's why I'm worried about the content strike. So as you all know, my first novel, The Teacher Inside of Me, was banned from Wattpad. They deleted it. And then my second novel, Hunter's Hidden Camera, was also banned. I now have 2 complete novels totally banned from Wattpad. I have these 2 content strikes because of this cover. I had a previous cover for The Teacher Inside Me banned. If you joined my live stream the last time or the time before, I talked about it. So I have all these like various content strikes on Wattpad. And what worries me about these content strikes is that when I start posting again on Wattpad, my new novel, How to Escape a Cult, I'm worried that Wattpad is going to have their red flags up and they're going to keep careful watch of this book and might actually try to shadow ban this book. It might not show up in rankings. It might not show up in search results. So yeah, I don't know. Fevered Mind says, well, I would say it's probably harder to filter videos than words on comments. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I hope so. We'll see. We'll see what they try to do. And Fever Mind also said, there's so many worse covers on there. Yeah, very true. Fever Mind, if you don't mind, what is your Wattpad name? Would I recognize your Wattpad name? Because I think some people on YouTube, and then I know some people are my newsletter subscribers, and so I wouldn't necessarily recognize your Wattpad name just by your YouTube name or by your email name. Yeah, you know what? So I wrote the first couple chapters of How to Escape a Cult already, and I've the first paragraph is so good. It's so good. But I think the first paragraph will actually get me banned off Wattpad again. So I really have to reconsider, like, is it going to be Wattpad that I'm going to do this? Do I, for Wattpad, tone down the language, and then when I re-release it on Amazon, I release the uncensored version? I'm not sure. But the thing is that I know how to build an audience on Wattpad. I know how to game the system. I know how to get followers. I know how to get views. And I know how to do it all organically. I don't do read for reads. I don't do vote for votes. I just know how to work the platform. And I just don't really want to go to like AO3 or Royal Road or Inkit and try to learn a new platform when Wattpad is the place that blew me up. And Wattpad is the place I'm most comfortable. It's Wattpad where I really know how to navigate the platform and do well on it. So I don't know. I have a lot of things to think about. If you remind, also reviewed my book on Amazon. Oh, okay. What is your? Oh, and you might have emailed me before too. Great. Yeah. If you're okay telling me who you are, you can tell me in the chat, or you can just email me afterward and tell me who you are, because you might not want your real name to be revealed here. So because this is going to be on YouTube forever, so just don't reveal any personal information here. Yeah. But yeah, so I have a lot to think about this new novel, which I'm really, really excited about. I'm really excited to share with you. Anyway, so that's the TikTok drama, that's the Wattpad drama, but that's not the only drama, folks, because there are ways to promote a book when you're promoting a book. So, you know, you want to run Amazon ads, you want to run Facebook ads, you want to run Instagram ads, you want to run TikTok ads. But I wanted to do something a little bit different because my book is very hard to position. So I decided I'm going to do something totally crazy, and I'm going to try to run ads on a platform that's so outdated. It's a platform called Tumblr. So I know Tumblr died in somewhere in the 2000s, but I was like, you know, actually there are some people still on Tumblr, and Tumblr draws a very particular type of audience, and it actually might be the audience that might really like the teacher inside me. So I'm going to run some ads on Tumblr. But before I did that, I got to catch you up a little bit. Before I did that, I decided to run some ads on Reddit, because that was another kind of like off weird. That's another weird platform where nobody would ever think to advertise a book. But I decided to run some ads on Reddit, and believe it or not, my Reddit ads are doing really well. I'm getting a lot of click-throughs and sales off of Reddit. So this is the first ad that I ran on Reddit here. And so there's the book cover, Dark, Demented, Deeply Gay, now on Kindle and Kindle Unlimited. So that ran on Reddit. It did pretty well. I got some readers from Reddit. I got somebody who emailed me from Reddit as well, saying that they saw my book on Reddit. They bought it. So Reddit is slept on. So I don't know if there are any authors out there, but I think Reddit is a place that you need to look into to advertise your shit, because it's working for me. So I also pulled the Reedsy quote for another Reddit ad. So, you know, there are some subreddits who, you know, you run an ad like this and it's a little bit too provocative for them. So for those people who are a little bit more literary minded, I had a more literary ad for them. So I had this kind of quote from a review source. And then for people who are completely unhinged and are completely nuts, I have this great quote from Reedsy as well. Isn't this funny? I love this quote. What do you think of these ads, y'all? Do you think? Can you tell why these ads did so well on Reddit? Which one do you like best? What really drew you in? So one of them did better than all of them. So I want you to guess which one did the best out of all of them. So number 1 is Dark, Demented, Deeply Gay. Number 2 is this kind of like very highfalutin Reedsy quote, right? Filled with lust, yearning, and so many forbidden desires, it suddenly shifts into a very exciting psychological thriller in its second half. And then ad number 3 says, "This book is horny." And it suddenly shifts into a very exciting psychological thriller in its second half. So, which ad do you all think was the one that did the best on Reddit and sold me the most books? So, Fever Mind says, "I'm guessing that a Hinge one because it's Reddit." I thought so too. I thought this one was going to do the best, but believe it or not, that was not the one. And it was also not this one because I thought this one was also going to be the one. It was actually the one that said the least. So, yeah, I don't know. It was something about the combination of the words dark, demented, and deeply gay together that really intrigued people and caused people to click through and attracted the right person, because you don't just want to look at click-through rate, right? Because you could have a great click-through rate, like 100 people could click through, but if nobody is buying the book, that click-through rate doesn't mean shit. So click-through rate doesn't matter. What really matters is conversion. You want click-through and conversion. You want people to click through and convert. Yeah, Morel thought it was the third one also. Yeah, I mean, it was the blend of the horny thing and then like the really smart, psychological thriller thing. So I thought that's why. But for some reason, this dark, demented, deeply gay one is doing really good. So I'm going to up my Reddit ad spend during Prime Week and really, really lean into one. And Fever Mind says, it's the cleaner one. It's easy to read and has a quick message. Yeah, I guess people are scrolling really fast and this really catches your eye, because I kind of think that when you see, a block of text like this, it's so much easier to scroll right past this. But, but that's why I thought that this one would do really, really well, because I think this really catches your eye. And that's why I added the red to really, really emphasize the horny psychological thriller. I don't know. I might test this particular ad again and see what happens. But yeah, for some reason, it's the very, very clean one that catches the eye. Fevered Mind asks, have you been doing these yourself? Yeah, I've been designing these myself on Canva. So I have Canva. I subscribe to Canva Pro. Canva, there's a free version of Canva that you could do really simple stuff like this. But when you want to incorporate sort of royalty photos and video and all that stuff, then you have to subscribe to Canva Pro. But with Canva Free, you can do a lot of stuff yourself. So yeah, I designed all of these myself. But the book, the 3D cover book, I used a website. It's a free website called, I think it's called DIY Covers or something like that. You can look it up. Just type in 3D. I think it's called 3D Book Mockup DIY, and they'll make different kind of 3D mockups of your book cover. So yeah, that was a great site to kind of make this. So anyway, those are the ads I ran on Reddit, and I was like, okay, great. So that's doing well. I'm going to move over to Tumblr and try to run some stuff on Tumblr. And what I did on Tumblr was I said, okay, I've been running these really interesting these book promos on TikTok. I'm going to run a book promo on Tumblr, and then I'm going to take that book promo and blaze it. So Tumblr has this ad service called Blaze, BLAZE. So you could take a post that you post organically on Tumblr, and you could turn it into an ad called a Blaze ad that will push the post out to a lot more people, right? And I edited some of the reading that I did with Jason in my last live stream. So those of you who joined me for my last live stream, I had an actor friend of mine named Jason to read from the book with me. And I took some of the audio from that and I cut a new promo using his voice and my voice. And I think I cut a really, really good promo. So I want to show you what I did. Let me find it here. Hold on. Where is this promo? Okay. Three book covers up. Yeah, if you go to DIY book covers or whatever it's called, there's actually a whole bunch of different mock-ups that you could do, and it looks really, really professional. So that's why I like it a lot. But let me show you the post that I posted organically on Tumblr, and then I'll tell you some drama about Tumblr. Okay? Take a look.
I fell on my knee.
Your knee? That could be bad.
It's okay.
Sit down. Let me have a look.
I slide down the wall until I'm sitting with my knees propped up in front of me.
Which knee?
I point to the left one. He uses his rugged hands. Does he rock climb, build things, chop wood, to push up my jeans, exposing my left leg. His long fingers brush over the blonde hairs on my knee gently. He seems to be looking for a cut, a scrape, something, but I pretend it's a tender touch that means something more.
So what do you think of that Tumblr post? You also, isn't that cool? I took Jason's voice, my voice from our live reading. I re-edited it to fit into that format, to the Tumblr format, and that's what I cut for Tumblr. And I was like, okay, I think I have something here. It looks really good. It sounds really good. There's something special about it. A lot of people aren't doing this kind of thing on Tumblr at all. If you've been on Tumblr, you know the kind of stuff that gets on Tumblr. It's not very professional. And I'm posting something that's really, really interesting. So Fevered Mind says it's provocative. Yeah, thank you. And Emerald says that was really good. Thanks, Emerald. I'm glad you liked it. It took me a long time to put together. So I decided to blaze this ad and push it out on Tumblr. But guess what, y'all? Can you guess what happened? Can you guess what happened? Does anybody have a guess at what happened? All right, look at this. I submitted the promo to Tumblr to be blazed. I submitted my credit card information so they could charge my credit card and take my money. I was like, okay, here, take my money. Fevered Mind is saying, not again. Oh, do you think so? Do you think it's possible? Do you think it's possible? Hey there, Anthony Unhinged. Your Blaze campaign for this post has been rejected because it contains elements against our advertising policy. You could find more details about content we don't accept for Blaze campaigns here. What? People. Am I going out of my freaking mind, people? I don't get it. Fevered Mind in Texas, Amaral in India, Diego, wherever you are, please tell me why. Why was this video against their advertising policy? What about that video? What about it? Was it the title? Was it the book cover? Was it the word banned? Was it Jason's voice? Because he sounds 18. Maybe he sounds even younger. Maybe it's that. I don't know. I couldn't even. I spent a couple weeks, y'all, trying to build my Tumblr account in anticipation of pushing out this ad. But here we go. I'm getting rid of TikTok. I'm getting rid of Tumblr. I don't know why I'm wasting my time on this crazy bullshit. Okay, so then, Emerald says, we're going out of our mind right now. Yeah, so am I. I'm going out of my mind. What the hell? What the hell, y'all? What in the actual fuck? What in the actual fuck is going on? I don't get it. Your Blaze campaign for this post has been rejected. Okay, but y'all, this story is not over. This story is not over. I have one more part of the story to tell you, and then we're gonna wrap up this whole thing. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try one more platform that's way out there. People never think to advertise on this platform. But I asked ChatGPT, I was like, ChatGPT, give me a platform that's crazy enough that it could work. So ChatGPT told me, you should try a platform called Quora. So Quora, for those of you who don't know, is a platform for people who go on and ask questions. They could ask questions, and then experts from around the world can answer these questions. And yeah, this is a really interesting platform full of experts, and Quora also run ads in between. So what I did was created a Quora account, and I signed up for an ads account, and I decided to run the ad that worked so well on Reddit, right? So I proved that on Reddit that this dark, demented, deeply gay, now on Kindle and Kindle Unlimited ad that was allowed on Reddit was the ad I was going to run with on a platform called Quora. So I submitted my credit card information. I uploaded the ad. This ad right here that you're looking, dark, demented, deeply gay. There are no curse words. There's nothing that should raise a red flag. Well, guess what? Yes, you're right. If you probably guessed correctly. You probably guessed correctly that Quora said, no, this ad is bad. You cannot run this ad. This ad is against content policies. So I was like, all right, fine. I'm going to resubmit the ad. I'm going to modify it. I don't know. Is it the words deeply gay? Is it the book cover? I don't know. So then I made this ad. Dark, demented, changed the words deeply gay to the word dangerous, covered the bottom half of his body. It says now available on Kindle and Kindle Unlimited. I don't know how more discreet. I can't make this any more discreet. If I had to hide anything more, this whole fucking ad would be black. It would be completely blank. So then I submitted this ad to Quora, and I said, okay, hopefully they'll approve this. Well, a short time later, I got an email from Quora, and this is the email I got from Quora. Hi, Anthony. Your Quora account has been suspended because it is non-compliant with one or more of our advertising policies. Are you fucking kidding me, people? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know. Emerald is saying about the Blaze ad. There's nothing about that Blaze, honestly. I know, right? Oh God, there's more. Yes, you were right. Fevered Mind says you could write a novel about this. And then Emerald says, changes the whole thing. Yeah, I know, right? When you have to cover everything. But yeah. So your Quora ad account has been suspended forever because it is non-compliant with one or more of our advertising policies. Fevered Mind says you are destined to live on the dark places of the internet. Yeah, I might have to actually advertise this book on the dark net, maybe. I don't know. Or does OnlyFans have ads? Maybe I have to run ads on OnlyFans or on Pornhub or something. I mean, where the fuck am I going to be able to run these ads? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, I think I wrote to Quora or something. I was like, what the hell? Can you please tell me? I don't know why I'm cursing so much because this YouTube is going to get banned, but I don't know. Look, I'll curse if I fucking want to. It's my channel. So I asked Quora what was going on, and they linked to this policy here. Adult content, including nudity and sexually explicit or suggestive content, is not permitted in ads. Ad text should not contain sexually explicit language or sexual innuendo. Media such as images and videos should not depict nudity in any form, sexual acts, or contain sexual innuendo. This applies to media both in the ad creative as well as the landing page. So apparently this ad is too sexual. Okay, people, are all of you out there looking at this ad and then like freaking jerking off right now? Because I don't fucking get it. It's just a book cover. It's just a book cover. And what about this? This isn't allowed? Why is this not allowed? I'm going out of my mind right now. But Fever Mind agrees. Maybe I just need to go on the Gorn site. I can't say the word. I have to say Gorn. Anyway. Yeah. So I'm just gonna stick to Reddit. I'm gonna stick to Wattpad. I might go on these Gorn sites to run ads about my book. Anyway, my book's doing okay. I hope Prime Day pushes out more books. We'll see. I can't believe we're 51 minutes into this endless rant. Have I been ranting for 51 minutes? Amarillo says it's just a damn back. Fever Mind says it doesn't make sense. It's suggestive but not explicit. Yeah, I agree. Hey, Amarillo and Fevered Mind, I wanted to ask you a question. So I am thinking about starting a private Discord group for people who are fans of books like The Teacher Inside Me and Hunter's Hidden Camera. And this private Discord group is for people who are interested in these books, but also movies that are kind of like run along these themes. And then people also who are interested in writing. Because I know there are a lot of authors who read my stuff as well. But I wanted to start a Discord group of maybe like 12 to 20 people max, just to start. I think eventually, maybe next year or maybe in a few months or next year, I might open it up to more people who would want to join. But I think like I need a founding members in this Discord group. And I need to find like 10, 12, 20 people who are interested. I reached out to a few people who have emailed me and to see if they're interested. And so I'm wondering, since you're here, you're a little bit dedicated since you're here at midnight or Saturday morning for MRL. I'm wondering if you'd be interested in joining this private Discord. And then I want to ask all the people who are watching the replay also, if you're actually tuning into the replay, there's a plane going by outside. I don't know if you could hear it, but it's going by. Those of you who are watching the replay, is anybody out there interested in this private Discord where I would be in there also? We would chat about books, we would chat about movies, we chat about writing, and it's people who are like-minded, who kind of like this kind of stuff, and it'll be cool. So I don't know. Let me know in the chat if you're interested, you too. And if you're watching the replay, if you're interested in something like that, send me an email. My email is at the bottom of my website. So cool. Fevered Mind is already in my art group. Oh, so you're one of those. Okay, so email me and tell me who you are, so I could connect who you are to who you are tonight in Texas. So yeah, email me a little bit later. But yeah, I think the Discord group would be fun. I would try to think of a way to make it as fun as possible for people. But anyway, so that's what I've been thinking. MRL also? Okay, great. So you're on board? Yeah, I need some founding members. Totally free, of course. No, it's not. You would support me, but no, it doesn't cost anything for founding members. I think when I open it up to the general public, in a few months or in a year, next year, I'll maybe charge like a subscription or something. But I think for the founding members, I think it's just going to be free. It's just free to join. So there's no monetary support necessary at all. So anyway, that's that. I said I was going to read from the book, but I'm so tired from ranting for an hour that I don't think I got it in me to read from the book anymore. I will if you want me to, but I think let's save it for next time. I couldn't get any actor to come on because everybody's out for July 4th that I know. Everybody is watching fireworks out there in the world, and I'm here at home with my cats. So I'm going to, maybe in the next live stream, I'll have an actor join me and then we'll read properly a scene from the book. And I'm not going to read myself. I know I promised to read, but I hope you don't mind. I ranted enough. I hope you got some entertainment at least out of this hour-long rant. Thank you so much for joining me as we wrap up here. We have a few more minutes left. You could ask any last-minute questions here. And, oh, Margot's here. Also, yeah, I write and read quite a lot. That would be fun. Margot from Australia. What time is it in Australia? Emerald asks how the cats are doing. The cats are doing fine. I'll have to send you photos at some point. My cats. They're very, very cute. They're very cute. So, yeah. Fevered Mind, how many cats do you have? I thought it was only one. No, I actually have two. And Fevered Mind has a cat. Cute. How many do you have? Okay, so yeah, let's sum up, shall we? I'm going to get banned from all over the place for apparently a very provocative, sexually explicit book cover. I don't know. Fever Mind says, my cat has kittens who will turn 4 weeks tomorrow. Ah, cute. Very, very cute. Yeah, so let's recap. Teacher Inside Me has been out a month. It's doing okay. Moving up in the rankings. I want to crack the top, if I got to crack the top 50 by after Prime Day. I just gotta do it. And we're doing okay in terms of the rankings here, in the ratings here, 4.1 on Amazon, 4.0 on Goodreads. If you go to Goodreads, you'll see that the rating actually is 3.98. And luckily, Amazon rounds it up. 3.98. Can you all get on Goodreads, please, and get me up to 4? Why am I at 3.98? It's so close to 4. Get me to 4. You know that I deserve to be there. You could get me to 4 by dropping in a 5. It would average everything out. If you read the freaking 1-star and 2-star reviews, those are people who, this book is not for. Why did they read this book? Don't read this book. This book is not for you. Because if this book is not for you and you read it, you will hate it and you will give me 1 star. Luckily, there are enough people who love it and give me 4 stars or 5 stars because that's what the book deserves. I'm doing something that nobody else is doing. I'm taking the student-teacher trope and I'm turning it upside down. All right, folks. It's 3 p.m. in Melbourne. Yeah, it's a little bit after 10 p.m. I think that the fireworks have died down last night, but you know what? I deserve a drink. There's a bar down the street. Maybe I could convince one of my friends to go, and if not, I'm just going to sadly drink alone. But I'll be thinking about you all. Thank you for joining me. I will see you on Wattpad. Maybe I'll see you on Discord if I ever get around to creating this. I don't have any time. But after Prime Week, I'm gonna get rid of TikTok. I'm getting rid of Tumblr. Quora's already gone. I'm getting rid of everything. I'm going all in on Wattpad. All in on Wattpad. What was the other one? I feel like I'm already drunk. I'm going all in on Wattpad. I got a new book to write. I got to edit Hunter's Hidden Camera and release that on Amazon at some point in the fall, hopefully. And I've got to work on the sequel of The Teacher Inside Me, which is called Higher Education. And it's a great, great book so far. I mean, I'm like 10 chapters in, and I'm very excited about that too. I've got so many books to write, and I got to stop wasting my time on internet shit that doesn't even matter. You know who matters? You people watching the live stream, you people watching the replay. I should actually spend all my time with you, not with a bunch of randos who don't give a shit about what's going on here in my life, in my world of Point Liberty. Anyway, thank you for joining me to the live stream, everybody. Bye, Amaral. Bye, Margot. Bye, Fevermind. Bye, Diego. Bye, Fred. I don't know if you're still here. And those of you who are watching the replay, I know Ian will probably watch the replay. KP will probably watch the replay. Mecha Hadoma will probably watch the replay. Kaz will probably watch the replay. KP will probably watch the replay. Finchelberg will probably watch the replay. If I'm forgetting who you are, drop your name down in the comments. Bye, everybody. Hope you're feeling better after that rant. Bye. Bye. Thanks for allowing me to rant for an hour. Take care, everybody. Have a good weekend.